Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt, and last night was our most recent session of Castles and Crusades. So, the player who's playing a ranger, he's been trying to play by post, and his character showed up. There were some tensions because the ranger had met misfortune at the hands of his own henchmen and had come back from the grave for vengeance upon both his henchmen and the dwarves. The dwarves in my campaign are essentially the British East India Company. Now, that's how they're acting. They've come into this country, not their own, and they're using these self-propelled devices to basically strip mine big sections of the land. You know, they scoop it up, they process it, and they pull this mineral out. They've been kind of, well, they sort of behave themselves when they're in capital cities, and they're jerks when they're out in the... This is Ghost. They're jerks when they're out in the rural areas. So the orcs and them have gone to war. They've been spurred on a little bit by a third party who's offered a bounty to the orcs. Say, hey, if you take certain parts of these self-propelled devices, I'll pay you. And if you take the signet rings off of each of the dwarves, I'll pay you. Imagine in some other war if there had been a third party going around saying, hey, I'll pay you for every dog tag of an enemy soldier you bring back. Doesn't matter whether you kill the guy or not, bring me his dog tags. Sounds a little nefarious. Okay. But the orcs are motivated. The party found out that, from the ranger who'd been doing some scouting, that there is a caravan of 3 wagons and several dwarves on horseback. They're taking prisoners of the locals. The locals are being chained, a couple dozen of them, in fact, and put into wagons, and they are being taken westward towards the cities. Well, the orcs aren't going to stand for that. The 3 or 4 sneakiest members of the party decide to move into the campsite, get into the wagons, and slit the throats of the guards. The roving patrols have been circumvented, and the rest of the party, who's not so stealthy, waits outside for a signal. At some point, the stealthy dudes are going to make some noise, or something's going to go awry, and then the cavalry rushes in and throws javelins and swings axes and casts Entangle, because we got a druid who casts Entangle. It's shockingly effective. For a first level spell, Entangle and CNC, really good. Luckily, there's other spells, but they'll run into those later. So they get everybody taken care of. The dwarves are killed, the captives are freed. Most of the captives just want to go back to their homes. One of them, a fellow named Ray, full-blood human of the coastal variety, says, hey, since you guys are going that way, I would love to go to that same city. Safety in numbers. You mind if I travel with you? Hey, why are you taking the rings off all those dwarves? Wow, that's something. Wow, you guys usually aren't so far south out of the mountains. What brings you over this way? He's asking questions. He's kind of pumping them for information. And in return, he gives them a little bit of information about what the dwarves have been doing in the coastal areas. They have been paying the civilian labor force to log a 50-foot strip of land on either side of every road going from the capital to the coast. The citizens get paid. The citizens get paths that don't have windfall trees flopping down on them, blocking the road. The citizens get these safer roads because there's no places for bandits or predatory animals to pop out and ambush you while you're on the road. They're going to be like at least a good 50 feet out. Gonna be some distance. All right, clear line of sight. So I don't know how much the party's processing that, but that's where we are. And I do have another player who's we're going to start doing a play-by-post with him. He's running the dwarves, and he has sent a group towards the orcs mountains. So we'll see how that goes. And I need to get more organized in including this additional person in, because they're also helping me out and giving me ideas. Anyway, that's where we are. DM Kurt out.